Well, we'll begin, shall we?
Yes, let's.
Let's begin. Oh, here we go. Hello, everyone. I'm
All
Ethan.
in.
All in. It's Ethan McKinley here, and on the other end of the line is Ellie Fitzgerald, my co-host. Brilliant. She's sharp as a tack. Yes, I'm Ethan McKinley, and welcome to the 2-Minute Terminator, where we break down the Terminator film. Shut up, Ellie. 2 minutes at a time. On the other end of the line is my lovely and charming co-host, Ellie Fitzgerald, who knows when it's time to speak and knows when to shut up, like all good women. Ellie!
Hey!
Well done!
Yeah, I think this guy's a couple cans short of a six-pack.
Howdy, stranger.
Don't say howdy, stranger, to me.
Load up.
You didn't do the fourth.
Thank God. It sucked.
I think there's a slight delay on the internet. I apologise. If you are just joining us, everyone, it's minute 40. So we're doing the 2 minutes bridging that gap. Episode 40. It's minutes 80 to 82. The 2 minutes bridging that gap. And Ellie, how are you, my darling?
Bridging that gap? I'm very well. I'm very well.
Well, that's good. This is awkward, isn't it?
This is really bad. There's such a huge delay.
Yeah, there's a big delay. It sounds like we've had an argument. And I'm going, so Ellie, and just say, I'm not answering out of protest, but she can't actually hear me for about 2 seconds. However, that's why you tune into this show, because we have no idea what we're doing, but we get some nice facts and you learn a little bit about movies. So there we go. One movie in particular we're talking about is Terminator Genisys. The 2 minutes we are actually going to cover, as I said, is 80 to 82, and the cut-in points are Jai Courtney finishing Popsy's speech as he looks worriedly. Is it worriedly? I don't know. I'm not sure. But he says, Arnold says, old. That was his last word from the last clip. And Jai finishes the line with, not obsolete. And then Arnie goes, not yet. And it ends, of course, with Arnie squeezing some ringed magnets together that he took out of a public, what would you call it? A public announcement?
Tannoy.
A tannoy system. Do they have tannoy system words? Is it a tannoy in America?
Yeah, it's tannoy.
Okay.
That's actually what the piece of equipment is called.
A tannoy? Yes.
A tannoy.
So there we go. We shall return after these messages. Ellie?
Yes. So I thought it was quite interesting how.
Ellie. You're meant to say hit the music.
We've already hit the music.
No, we haven't.
Oh my God, Ethan, we have.
Oh my God, this delay is killing us. Anyway, we're back. Hi everyone, it's Ethan McKinley. Ellie Fitzgerald.
Ethan, I'm not even joking. We have hit the music.
When did you hit the music?
When about 30 seconds after you opened the show.
You didn't snort or say anything.
I snorted and I said hit the music and snorted.
Oh, well, there we have it. Anyway, on with the show.
Snorting, you lucky bastard. Yes, I liked how up to this point Jai has been massively anti-Pops. And then at the beginning of this 2 minutes we see him do a complete 360. And all of a sudden he's almost kind of got his back. As he opens with but not obsolete line. I just don't get this guy. I don't trust him. He flip-flops.
His eyes are too close together. I don't trust him. Children avoid him like the plague.
Bad acting. Yeah, so we see him and Arnie bonding almost in this scene.
They do. I think, Arnie's been slightly...
I think it kind of freaks Sarah out.
Yeah, well, there's that too, but I also think his hand messing up as they were like doing this like munitions, I guess, what would you call it, inventory. I think he's kind of seen perhaps dare I say it, human side to Arnold Schwarzenegger's character in this movie. So that's why he kind of finished his sentence, I guess.
He's like a human because he's got a flaw.
Yeah, a little bit. So, yeah, maybe after all this time, now he's kind of sensing his own mortality, which I guess is quite perhaps a...
mortality.
Yeah, I think it's perhaps a crystallizing watershed moment for any machine when you go, oh, I'm just a toaster.
I would say it's maturity, but I don't think it is in Jai's case. I think he's just a bit, I don't know. He's going through menopause, in my opinion. We then see them in this room full of all these guns and ammunition, and they're all stand around this table. And we have that classic shot whenever there's any form of battle strategy. They're always stood round some circular table or a square table, and
The plans.
you get the panning of the faces.
What happened to the plans the rebels sent you?
They all look along the same eye line. It's all very intense.
Well, except
I'd be
Emilia
so
Clarke,
gutted
who's
if
standing
I
at a
looked around
ditch.
the table and saw these people. Like, I feel so sorry for Arnie, and also they're both so sarcastic. Like, Arnie speaks to both of them. They both just give such sassy comebacks, and just be like, oh, fuck these guys. I really would. I would just get on my Harley and just ride off into the desert.
Well, I think this is perhaps either the writers or the actors, where they've kind of tried to create this kind of. I'm trying to think of some charismatic on-screen couples, not in terms of romantically, but just two guys or two girls or a guy and a girl. They're trying to go for that. Like I said before, first they hate each other, then they love each other, and I think they're trying to. I think they're laying on the sass so much that it's kind of
the top.
Yeah, it's failing miserably.
It's just annoying. It's just a noise.
It's just a noise.
Question, Ethan. The fact that Terminators can problem solve, doesn't that mean that they hold some form of intelligence? So again, that's kind of quite a human trait, because they're saying, oh well, Sarah's sassy remark was, oh well, the MRI scan seemed to work, because Arnie was saying that the guns and weaponry that they've got in the house. In the house.
In the house.
In the house. Whose house? Millhouse. Sorry.
Millpool.
Oh my god, so good. God bless our Simpsons. She's saying how these weapons won't do it. No, he's saying how these weapons won't do any damage to this new Terminator. I love how he knows so much about him, and yet he's literally just said 5 sentences before. I did not.
Well, he's kind of
factor John Connor into this. I did not foresee.
It's hypothesis and conjecture, isn't it? I think he knows enough about himself as a Terminator at this point that, and he knows about some of the experiments that were happening before he kind of came through time.
Experiments.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she then says, "Oh yeah, well the MRI scan seemed to do a pretty good job," and then Joe says, "Oh, so we just need a magnet the size of a truck." And then Arnie, he kind of has this almost look in his eyes, like he's conjecturing a plan. And then all of a sudden, you see him going outside and, like we say, smashing that tannoy to the floor.
Tannoy.
Tannoy. It's tannoy. It just makes me think of Alan Partridge. It's tannoy. Stop telling me.
I think a failing of this as well is Joy confronting Emilia Clarke, Sarah Connor, and him going, "So what? We have a baby? We have a kid? What, John?"
Yeah, I thought this was very kind of backstage at Jeremy Kyle. Like, he's just found out, the paternity test has come back and it's his, and he's just like, "Oh my god, you didn't tell me, you lied to me. Don't do it to me, Jimmy.
Damn it, why you do it to me?" Excellent.
You sound like an old Indian woman.
Mahatma Gandhi. But teeth. She's of course she hasn't had this baby, and this is the alternate timeline. So Pops has arrived in regular 1984, told her about the Terminator's arrival. They've defeated the Terminator. She's been trained over many, many years, so they've actually changed time at this point. So she's talking in past tense about something she's done, but she hasn't actually done. This is the one thing about this film that confuses me. Well, all right, admit it. There's a lot of things about this film that's confused me, and some of the readers have actually listeners have written in and actually corrected us on a few things, mainly me. But again, I still coming back to this. She's referring and telling Joy the story as if this is, in stone and happened, and it hasn't. Now they're in this altered timeline. Yeah, she's not talking about Linda Hamilton's life. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
Yeah, they're not going to that warehouse where he puts the bomb inside the Terminator and then dies in the explosion aftermath.
And they're not on the run from a Terminator, because the Terminator technically never happened, because they stopped him when she shot...
Well, actually, no, they were on the run from that Terminator, but they destroyed that Terminator.
That's what I'm saying, they diverted history, and if they're in an alternate timeline which is running parallel, she'd have no knowledge of that stuff happening, so she wouldn't know Linda Hamilton's story and things.
Silly woman.
Yeah. Women Beware Women, the famous play.
Is it?
Yeah.
And is it any good? Were you in it?
I can't remember. I watched it. One of my exes was in the play, the one that's in Call the Midwife now.
Helen or something.
It was about... it was about...
Yes, because she's so famous.
It was about bitchy, I guess, women getting one over on each other.
Most of them.
Well, it actually comes from a film. I think Bette Davis and the other one that they hated each other in, the Baby Jane duo.
Do you not, sticking with the theme of being bitchy, do you not think it was quite an unsensitive way to tell someone of how they're going to die? Because she just turns to him and goes, yeah, well, the reason I'm not being nice to you is because you die. You fuck me, you get me pregnant, and then you die.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, that's quite a lot to take in.
You could have handled that better, Amelia. But again, I think it's a failure of the actors that she's trying to, like, I think she's seen Limble, come here.
Limble hammers.
strip that art.
Oh my god. Alright, Ethan, just have a sip of water, calm down.
Phil, strip that weapon.
No, seriously, have a sip.
Correct Ethan on his correct Ethan on his grammar, diction, and dyslexia. Oh my god, I need to sit down. I am sitting down. Oh my god, I'm in a room. Yeah, I think it's a failing of the act. She's seen Linda Hamilton's performance. Linda Hamilton's performance and gone, okay, I'm just going to do that. But I think, I don't know. It just seems like she's a bit too hard nosed in this.
Sorry.
I don't know. What do you think? What is it? The fault of the writers, or is it her? They're trying to do this forced kind of like sassy relationship.
I kind of agree with what you said. I feel like she's kind of taken this role and she's tried to be Linda Hamilton, but she's tried too hard.
Like strong female role, so she's got to be strong. That means like bossy
it's basically what's
and
happened
tough.
to feminism in recent times. They've just taken it that step too far, and as soon as that happens, they just lose all credibility and just like, no, I just now immediately dislike you.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is. She's like the new age feminist.
In her defence, though,
she's the new age Sarah Connor.
The way Jai's looking at her bewildered with his giant face and neck, you know, you might just think this jock douchebag.
He does have a really huge neck. Like a horse's leg.
By the way, Ellie, this is the first time Arnold has worked or done a movie for Paramount Pictures.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and chocolate oranges are a pound at Rawlinson's.
Sorry, I was just wanting to get back for one
yes,
second.
it is a fact. I think a lot of the things Arnie's actually been involved with, weirdly, even though he's a huge movie star, were kind of independent productions in the sense that, like, the Conan movies were made by...
I like that, though.
Yeah, it's strange. It's just that, well, Conan obviously was made by Dino De Laurentiis and then released, I think, oh my god, was it through Orion? I can't remember. But then Terminator was done through Orion, which was a smaller studio, which went bankrupt. He then released a film, Terminator 2, with Carol Co., which of course went bankrupt without your favourite man, Andrew Wagner, and Mario Casar.
The Pounding Barge.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pounding Barge. Woo.
Well, Kindergarten Cop's Universal. He's doing a couple of Universal pictures. I think Conan was actually Universal, but yeah, he's never done a film for Paramount.
Well, he has now.
Also,
you can take that off your bucket list, Arnie.
Also, Ellie, in the scene where the Terminator / Guardian or Pops is looking over the new ammo type of ammo, he mentions that he read about it in Guns and Ammo or ammo.com. In preparing
this
for
website is endorsed by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
In preparing for the first Terminator film, Arnold Schwarzenegger trained every day for weeks on weapons handling, and as a result, wound up garnering a compliment in Soldier Fortune magazine for his realistic portrayal and holding of guns on camera.
Excuse me. I think I remember hearing that or reading that.
Having said that, though, I mean, well, when he's shooting up the Tech Noir and he's waving his Uzi around, I'm not sure if that's the correct way of holding a gun, is it? I mean, I'm an amateur. Spaulding needs to get on us with this.
Was Commando before Terminator 1?
No, Terminator is 1984, and Commando was the summer, I think.
Yeah, but didn't you just say it was when he was filming for Commando that he, or did I just totally mishear that?
You misheard that. I was saying in preparing for the first Terminator film, Arnold trained every day for weeks and weeks on weapons handling, and as a result, wound up garnering a compliment, or in Guns and Ammo magazine, Soldier Fortune magazine, for his compliments. I need compliments, woman.
Compliments. I love that video. It's so good.
The link to that video will be in the show notes of today's show.
I was going to say, please link it. It's so
yeah, Soldier Fortune just said, you look pretty good holding a gun on camera, Arnie. You did a very nice, realistic portrayal of the handling of firearms and weapons. So yeah, there we go. High praise indeed from Soldier of Fortune magazine. Yes, Ellie, he did Commando, which is Commando. I think it's the delay on the internet. Oh yeah, how'd you explain you're not pronouncing Linda Hamilton's name right? Shut up. Moving on. No, he did Commando in the summer of '85. So yeah, which is arguably, I think, the best Arnie movie. It's the ultimate Arnie film, really. I think it's got the most amount.
It's not.
It's got. You've only seen it recently, though. It's got the most amount of zingers. It's got the most ridiculous, over-the-top action. It's got Arnie in sport briefs with Chevron action flash.
I just think you like the homosexual tendencies at the end of the movie.
Bill Paxton's in it. Oh yeah, like Vernon Wells. He's like the greatest ever. He's so good. Why he didn't have a bigger? Not that he's not had a career, but like he was in like more kind of blockbuster kind of fodder films, because he's great in Commando. He's fantastic in Mad Max 2 or The Road Warrior, as our American listeners will know it by. And he's amazing in freaking Weird Science, playing the very same character, Wes, yeah, the mighty Wes, the biker from Mad Max 2. So you know he's great, and he took the look from Freddie Mercury apparently, but like he claims that his performance was not meant to have a gay subtext to it. He said basically they employed another actor for that role and he wasn't working out, so they fired him and then brought Vernon Wells on based on his performance in Mad Max. So he kind of like because it was so like close to shooting, they just wear this costume. So that's why he looked completely packed into that kind of like mesh vest, but he does very much look like someone from Cruising, doesn't he?
Yeah, massively.
He's very much got that kind of like late 70s, early 80s cliched kind of gay scene look, doesn't he?
It's a look that I'm very fond of, though, I have to admit.
But I don't know, I
think you should really watch that film.
Having said all that stuff, like his performance is so kind of it's so gay when he's like
Tom of Finland as well. He looks very Tom of Finland.
Yeah, exactly, with a giant tash. And when like Arnold's you saying that you want to put a knife in me and look at me in the eyes as it's going in.
Oh god!
It's not even like a subtle metaphor.
It's almost as gay as Top Gun.
It's a what?
Nothing. I said it's almost as gay as Top Gun, but nothing is as gay as Top Gun.
Have you seen Quentin Tarantino's speech on Top Gun?
No.
Okay, I'll send it to you. I'll put it in the show notes of this show as well.
Is it funny?
Oh yeah, it's hilarious. It's actually one of the best things he's ever done in terms of writing, but it's not.
Oh my god!
It's just him having a cameo in another film at a party, and as the camera's panning around the party, they stop on these two people talking, and it's him talking about how Top Gun's the most secretly gay film ever, and all the kind of messages they slipped into it.
That sounds amazing. Send it to me. It is the gayest film I've ever seen.
Well, I think that's all come out in hindsight, and I think all that's based off this speech that has kind of entered. No, but at the time when I watched Growing Up, I just thought it was the coolest movie ever. It's any kind of, I think, because of this very thing that Tarantino said in this film, Sleep With Me, this little kind of like monologue he has, that it kind of entered the public consciousness, then it became this gay movie. But yeah, his insight into it is...
He's such a smart man.
Tarantino. It's very remarkable.
Created a gay iconic film. Talking about being gay and trying to link it back to the Terminator, do you reckon Arnold Schwarzenegger has ever had a gay experience in his life?
Well, there's a Louis Theroux episode about the bodybuilding community, and there's a sub-culture within that world where they kind of, it's not prostitution, but there are certain people who are obsessed with people with muscles, male and female, so this goes like both ways. But there's lots of kind of like very kind of like beta male men who get turned on by like you're meeting bodybuilders, male and female, in hotel rooms, and they kind of like pose for them, and they pay like exorbitant amounts of money. The amount of money I guess you'd make if you're a kind of dominatrix, you'd pay like 300 quid, and then you'd go and watch the person pose, or you could oil them up and stuff. According to this documentary, the one Louis Theroux did, nothing kind of, there's no sexual exchange. It's just like they just want to be like put in a fireman's lift and like tossed around the room, or maybe not literally tossed.
Well, that happened to Royce. Do you remember my old housemate when he was living with my other housemate before I lived with him? They both went out for a night out in Reigate. They both picked up a bird each, Martin took his to his room. Royce took her to his. And there was one point where Martin went downstairs to go get a glass of water, and he walked past the room, and he just like heard like slamming and banging and crashing. And Martin was like, "Come on, son! Like, give it to her." Like, thought like Royce is an absolute beast. The next morning, when they've gone down for breakfast, Martin was like, "Oh, bloody hell, mate! Like, you were really giving it to her. Like, Jesus Christ, I thought she was gonna come through the wall." And Royce said, "Mate, we didn't have sex." He was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "Yeah, she was like some kind of like mad like wrestling fighter chick, and they literally just rocked and fought all night. Apparently, she was like throwing him all around the room." I was like, "What?"
Whoa.
And they didn't actually have sex at all. She was like, "It's weird, but it was actually really fun." Mental.
So much fun, he never called her again.
Exactly. Why not just like have sex after?
Exactly. Or that thing where you wrestle, and then like fall on top of the couch, and then one's onto
I guess
the
by that.
and then you go all serious and start kissing like you do in soap operas.
Exactly. Kollektivet is my favourite. But then again, she probably saw Royce's legs and thought, no.
Indeed.
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 Do you have anything more to say about this film, Ethan?
We've got lots to say about this film, so we've got another 30 or 40 episodes to go, much to your chagrin. But no, I'm good. It was short and sharp. We got to the point. We talked about Arnie. I went off book this time, and you steered me back onto Arnold. So well done, Ellie.
Okay.
Oh, the tables have turned.
All in. People will talk.
So yes, thank you all for listening, everyone. If you do enjoy the show, please leave us a review. Open the iTunes app, go on there, and please leave us a star and a written review. Just has to be a couple of lines saying we're awesome. It really helps the show. If you want to watch the God, I need to drink some water.
Some people say it looks like one of the Wombles, but I just don't know. You do go into that kind of tone sometimes, Ethan.
Well, if you want to watch the clips we actually talk about Mystery Science Theatre 3K style, we kind of talk over them in a live commentary every day. Well, that's usually the case, but I've lied to you all. We've been getting out 3 shows a week, but we are doing our best. Hopefully this crazy celeb-filled world of events where other people's lives have turned out well and people's who haven't, serve them at those events. So if you want to watch the clip we talk about, go to YouTube, 2 Minute Terminator. Follow us on Facebook. We've got the greatest collection of clips and stills of any Terminator fan site ever. So yeah, please join us there. Thank you, Ellie. We shall return again
Thank you, Ethan.
on Monday.
Thank you, listeners.
No, thank you.
We'll see you over there.
So there'll be a Monday and Tuesday show, I think, and then we're going to have a Thursday, Friday show. So we'll round out 4 this week, and then hopefully we should be back to normal over the Christmas period. So yeah, thank you for your support so far. Thank you for listening. And we're just going to keep knocking them out, and you're going to keep listening to them. So thank you again, and we shall return.
Hasta la vista.
Finally, baby. Yay.
Machines. They're unstoppable. Watch out for machines. They will rule the world. I'll be back.